I just had a conversation with our boy Stephen M. Smith from Touchdown Alabama. I was hearkening back to the days in which I stood on the sidelines and watched Tennessee and Alabama play in the mid to late 90s, and that was at a time in which Tennessee dominated the series, and Alabama players were being asked every year, when are you going to beat Tennessee? So maybe just a quick review of your best memories and where this series stands. It's sacred within SEC circles, but obviously is lost quite a bit in terms of perception nationally.
Yeah, I was there for the 1995 game. Peyton Manning 88-yard TD pass to start the game. We were there at Legion Field, so that's my favorite memory, being there for that one. That was my first Tennessee-Alabama game, and it was on the road in Legion Field. And Tennessee, I believe, won that game 41-14 behind a masterful performance by Peyton Manning. 1982 is always a great moment. Johnny Majors, coming over from Pittsburgh, beats Bear Bryant in his last game at Neyland Stadium. Of course, there's the iconic photo of Johnny Majors being carried off by his players, and Bear Bryant comes and shakes his hand. So you have Johnny Majors up on the shoulders looking down at Bear Bryant in Bryant's last game at Neyland Stadium. And that was really kind of Johnny Majors' first big success at Tennessee. So that's an iconic photograph. You got the Richmond Flowers story, if you want to go back to the 60s. That's a tremendous story. Richmond Flowers, All-American kickoff returner for Tennessee. His dad was the Attorney General in Alabama. Could not go to Alabama because of certain circumstances dealing with football and the school and integration, that kind of stuff. You have the Condridge Holloway story, the color orange, if you've seen that on ESPN. Condridge wanted to play at Alabama. Bear Bryant told him he could, but he couldn't be the quarterback, so he came to Tennessee and was the first African-American Tennessee quarterback. And so the series or the rivalry has, like you said, historic component to it. It has lost its luster over the last few years. 10 straight, I believe, Alabama wins against Tennessee. But, for Tennessee fans, it's kind of the one, it's the historic rivalry, because Tennessee sees itself as second place to Alabama in everything in the SEC. All-time wins, conference wins, bowl appearances, conference championships. Tennessee is number 2 in every statistical category in the SEC, only behind Alabama in every statistical category in the SEC. So this is the one where Tennessee has always thought of itself as a premier top college football brand, but they have always been in the shadow of Alabama in their own conference. Tennessee fans always leave themselves to believe, if it wasn't for Alabama, where would we be? We would be, kind of one of those top 5 or 6 programs nationally. As it is, we're probably top 10. I think you really have a hard time saying we're out of the top 10. But were it not for Alabama, we'd probably be top 4, 5, 6.